Good morning, everybody. This is Meteorologist Jeff Gerber, and we are tracking Delta for this morning once again. We're going to give you the latest. There has been some changes with the 10 o'clock update. One of those changes has been that now Jefferson County has been put under a hurricane warning, and that's mainly along the coast, I think, as the storm has shifted just slightly off towards the west, more towards central parts of Cameron Parish instead of eastern parts of Cameron Parish. So they've actually went ahead and put Jefferson County, mainly, like I said, along the coast, under a hurricane warning. So we're going to be giving you that information, and we're giving you just the latest on I keep calling it tropical storm, I don't know why, Hurricane Delta. Winds right now at 105 miles an hour, so it continues to strengthen, and it's moving to the northwest at 14, so it's slowed down just a tiny bit. I want to take away the graphic there, and you can see it has formed an eye, and that means it's strengthening. So they're expected to be a Category 3 probably here in the next, through the afternoon, strengthen up to possibly a Category 3 storm. Once again, you can see the eye definitely there into the center of the screen. Also, though, I want to also show you that it looks like already starting to see a little bit of wind shear up in this section of the hurricane. So that's some good news. We want to see that wind shear, because that's going to be the stuff that steers it off towards the east and away from southeast Texas. Unfortunately, it looks like this storm is going to be heading right towards southwest Louisiana, about right where we saw Laura go in. Not going to be as strong as Laura, not going to pack the punch that Laura did, but still, the last thing those folks need is another hurricane right over the top of them. So I want to show you this graphic. You see the areas in yellow. I've been talking about this morning. That is the tropical storm force winds. Tropical storm force winds right now extend out 125 miles from the center. The hurricane force winds, and this is important, hurricane force winds only extend out 35 miles from the center. So the core of the storm, the hurricane force winds there, not extending out very far. It's those tropical storm force winds. That's what's going to be moving into southeast Texas. All right, let's take you to the track here. 110 mile an hour by 7 p.m. Might see that through the afternoon, and then they're expecting Category 3 storm sometime as we head in towards tomorrow morning. Wouldn't be surprised to see it before tomorrow morning. And then as it tracks towards the north, they're expecting it to make landfall as a Category 3, or maybe a 2, right there around 105 mile an hour winds as we head towards Friday evening. So we will start to see some of the effects from this storm. Actually, we're starting to see some of that today, just with some of the scattered rain we have out there. But we'll start to feel the winds during the day on Friday, and then the storm itself will move on shore as we head into Friday evening. You notice the red line there across the coast. That is a hurricane warning. Once again, that extends over to High Island now, and then back over to, I believe it, over towards Morgan City, over that direction. Anyway, Category 2, winds at 105. If we can get some wind shear, some drier air to work into this thing, maybe that cooler water will help knock it down even more. So we're hoping that it falls off to at least a Category 2 before it makes landfall. But they have it to a Category 3 right before landfall, right at landfall there. So we'll have to wait and see as it comes in what we're looking at as far as the strength of this. And you notice that yellow area that I was pointing out, that is, let me see here, hold on one second. That is the area of tropical storm force winds, and that can be anywhere from 39 up to 73. And when you can see that whole yellow area there, the farther away from the storm, the lower the winds are going to be. So right around the center of the storm, that's where you're going to see the hurricane force winds, and then you get away from that, you'll get winds that are 70, 60, 50. So southeast Texas here, we're looking right now probably wind gust upwards of 40, 50. Maybe when you're talking about maybe extreme eastern Orange County, southeastern corner of Newton County, you might see wind gusts up to 60 since it's shifted just a little bit off towards the west, but still under hurricane strength as it moves through parts of Cameron Parish tomorrow morning. Places in Jefferson County also, we could see wind gusts around 50 miles per hour, could see some isolated gusts around 60 miles per hour, and then even could see wind gusts up to 40 now up towards maybe Tyler County, up towards the Jasper area, Newton area, and back into Hardin County. You can see some wind gusts to 40 to 50 miles per hour as the storm comes on shore, it looks like on Friday evening. So that's really the thing that we're going to be watching out for is the winds with this. Rainfall is going to be 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches. We can handle that. We're 7 inches behind for the year. We actually need some rain across the area. So 2 to 4 inches of rain during the day tomorrow, not going to be a big deal for us. We won't see any widespread flooding or anything like that. It's going to be the winds once again with this storm system, and once again hitting right towards the Lake Charles area, which is not good. Luckily, they've already called for mandatory evacuations in Calcasieu Parish. A lot of those folks are out of there. I can just imagine with all the debris laying around, with you're talking about winds at 90 to 100 miles per hour, that's going to blow a lot of stuff around in Lake Charles. And I'm sure a lot of those blue roofs are going to be blown around as well as we go into a Friday night. The good news is this thing's moving quickly as we get into, here, let me move this out of the way. As we get into Saturday, it's going to be well up into northern Louisiana, and for the weekend, it'll be way out of here. So it's just basically dealing with some rain the first half of the day on Friday, and then as we get into the afternoon, into the evening hours, that's when we'll start to really deal with some of that wind as the storm comes on shore right near the middle part of the evening. All right, excuse me. You look at the consensus of the models, they're still holding right to that track right across parts of Cameron Parish up through central Louisiana, Alexandria, as we head into Friday. Excuse me. Here's a look at water vapor. Once again, this is moisture in the middle parts of the atmosphere. You can see the green around the hurricane, lots of moisture there. But what we're looking at with this is that mechanism that's going to turn it towards the north and east, and you can kind of see it here over parts of Texas. It's working its way towards the east, and that's going to push this thing to our east and keep it out of Texas. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's still going northwest, but we are expecting that trough of low pressure to start to push it off towards the north and then eventually east as we head towards late tonight into Friday morning. So if you're concerned, oh my gosh, it still hasn't turned north, well, not really looking for it to do that until we get into late tonight, that's again towards tomorrow morning. So right now a northwesterly track, that's not a huge concern right now. We're waiting to see exactly when that turn does come about. And I want to go back to this graphic real quick, and Patrick's been talking about it. I think it's a good thing to say is this 95-degree line here. You can see, let me see if I can pull this up. It takes a second to pull it up. Right here. This line right here, I didn't do a very good job of drawing that, but this line right here, if that storm gets on the west side of this line, if it gets over in here, then there's a good chance it could come closer towards southeast Texas. So we wanted to make this turn before it gets to that line, and the forecast track does that, and we hope it holds true to that forecast track. Maybe even if we can get it to turn a little bit even sooner than that, that would be awesome. That would spare Lake Charles a little bit, make it go a little bit farther to the east. But right now, the forecast track takes it close to the line, but keeps it on the east side of the line, and then that will help keep it away from southeast Texas. Let's go down some of the warnings right now. Have a hurricane warning out for all of southwest Louisiana, and once again, they've extended it over into Jefferson County, and that's mainly along the coast. As this comes in, that wind coming off the Gulf of Mexico, we could see possibly hurricane-force wind gusts along the coast. I think you get up farther in the northern parts of Jefferson County, Beaumont, Mid-County. I don't think we're going to have to deal with those hurricane-force winds as much as we are tropical storm-force winds. Like I said, 50, maybe 60-mile-an-hour gust as you get over towards, say, Port Arthur, possible. You get a little bit closer to the storm system. But I don't think we're going to have to deal with the hurricane-force gust. I think mainly the reason why they put the hurricane warning out is because of the gust along the coast with this. So Sabine Pass definitely could see maybe hurricane-force gust up to 75 miles per hour. So that's why they issued the hurricane warning for Jefferson County. Everybody else is under a tropical storm warning. That does not include Tyler County, but tropical storm warning for Orange County, Hardin County, Jasper, Newton, and also over towards Chambers County. They're also under a tropical storm warning where they could see wind gusts anywhere between 39 and 73. Once again, those are the winds, tropical storm force winds. So definitely could see that as we go into tomorrow evening. Storm surge warning. Now they've changed this. This was a storm surge watch. Now that the the storm is getting closer. They changed it over to a warning. That does include Jefferson County. They're expecting storm surge possibly along the coast, anywhere from about 2 to 4 feet. As you get up towards Sabine Lake, up into Orange there, it looks like the storm surge could be not quite as high as that, maybe 1 to 3 feet. But it shouldn't be a big deal. Along the coast, though, 2 to 4 feet could cause some problems. But once you get up into Sabine Lake, some of the lower areas could be getting a little bit of water. But for the most part, not expecting a bunch of water in Bridge City or in the Orange area or anything like that. It should be fairly minor as far as storm surge up towards Sabine Lake. It's really going to be over towards Cameron Parish is where you're going to see the highest storm surge, and that's going to be east of the storm itself, which is going to be the eastern end of Cameron Parish. So I'm still not expecting the storm surge to be a big deal across Jefferson County. All right, here's current satellite and radar. You can see already starting to see some bands of rain move in from the storm itself. Nothing too heavy here, but we've been seeing some moderate to light rain fall across the area. Right now, some of the heavier bands of rain kind of moving through Newton County there, just to the east of Newton. And not much going on around the triangle right now, but keep the umbrella handy the rest of the day. We'll continue to see some scattered rain move in. That rain will get a little heavier, of course, as the storm gets closer tomorrow, and we could pick up about 2 to 4 inches of rain as we go into tomorrow. So when's it going to come through? Looks like Friday afternoon, Friday evening, making landfall possible Friday evening. Rainfall about 2 to 4 inches across the area. Storm surge along the coast about 2 to 4 feet. About 1 to 3 feet as you get inland a little bit towards Sabine Lake, up north end of that. And then tropical storm force wind gusts 50, maybe 60 miles per hour as you get along the Sabine River. You get a little bit closer to the storm. But I think generally 40 to 50 is what we're going to see across the area. And that's going to be probably the bulk of that's going to be around the triangle. The lakes area is probably going to see wind gusts maybe around 40 to 45 possibly. And then the tornado threats should be low. It should be on the eastern side of this thing, and that's going to be over into parts of Cameron Parish, Calcasieu Parish, and things like that. I doubt if we'll have to deal with anything like that. So once again, if you're just joining us, I want to show you once again what's going on here with Hurricane Delta. Category 2, winds are at 105 miles per hour, moving to the northwest at 14. Once again, it's formed a little bit of an eye for this morning. You can see that there fairly clearly. And once again, it'll take you through the track. That yellow area is tropical storm force winds. Once again, that's about 39 to 73 miles per hour. Hurricane force winds are right close to the center of the storm, only extending out to about 35 miles. So we will not, I don't think for the most part, feel those hurricane force winds. Now you notice as it gets close to the coast, some of those hurricane force winds could reach parts of the coast of Jefferson County. That's why they put out the hurricane warning. And then as we get in, the storm moves on shore. They move it on shore as a Category 3 and then quickly drop it down to a Category 2 with winds at 105 miles per hour. This is Friday night at 7 o'clock. Notice the yellow part, the hurricane or the tropical storm force winds extend over into southeast Texas. So once again, we could see those wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 50, 60 miles per hour. And that's going to be the problem with this storm for us. I think that's going to be the problem for most of the area is the winds. With the rainfall, yeah, we can catch some rain here and there, but it's not going to be a big deal. Even I think over into southwest Louisiana, the rain's not going to be a huge deal for them as much as the winds are going to be once again, where they're going to see hurricane force winds through Cameron Parish, Calcasieu Parish, over towards Vermilion Parish. Looks like Jeff Davis Parish could see some hurricane force winds as well. And then those winds die down pretty quickly. Matter of fact, as it gets up into Alexandria, places like Ville Platte, winds are going to die down quite a bit as it gets up into central Louisiana. So those folks up there, once again, dealing with a lot of rain and some gusts, probably at least tropical storm force gust, but they might also be seeing wind gusts just to maybe hurricane strength once it moves up in that direction. So that's what we're looking at right now with Hurricane Delta. Still on that same track, central, the eastern parts of Cameron Parish. Looks like it's coming in on Friday evening, possibly a Category 3. But I would think with the wind shear it's going to encounter, the cooler water temperatures, the drier air, I would think it would weaken somewhat and be Category 2 Might even see winds down below 100 miles per hour, but we'll have to wait and see. If it ramps up to a pretty strong Category 3, it's going to take a while for it to wind down, even though it has some wind shear and some dry air coming into it too. So it's going to be a close call, I think. Let me take a look. I've got some comments pulled up here. Let me see if I can take a look and see what some folks are saying. Watching hurricane warning in orange. No, hurricane warning does not go to orange. Orange is still under a tropical storm warning. Hurricane warning is only for Jefferson County. No, the National Weather Service issued a hurricane warning for Jefferson County. Orange County is still under a tropical storm warning. And let me show you the graphics once again. It looks a little funny because Jefferson County is under the warning, but Orange isn't. It looks like Orange is surrounded by hurricane warnings, but still not under the hurricane warning. That's because the hurricane warning, mainly for Jefferson County, as I mentioned, is along the coast. That's where they're expecting possibly some hurricane force winds, especially as you get over towards Sabine Pass. Tropical storm warning does include Orange, also includes Jasper, Newton, and Hardin County. So Orange County right now under a tropical storm warning, not a hurricane warning. Okay. Let's see what else. Yes, I don't think Bridge City to Orange is going to see a big problem as far as storm surge. There might be some real low-lying areas that might get in some water, but it's not, like I said, not going to be flooding out. It's not going to be a big problem with this storm. Let's see. I like somebody to go to our website. You can see some of the information there. Also, you can sign up on our app, 12 News Now, and you can get information there as well. Let's see. When should Jasper see the winds? Winds in Jasper probably start to pick up late tomorrow afternoon, going into tomorrow evening. Probably the windiest time for Jasper is going to be in the evening tomorrow as the storm comes on shore and starts to work northward. Let's see. How's the weekend looking for deer hunters up north of Jasper? The weekend looks great. It should be well out of here by the weekend. Saturday morning, it should be in central Louisiana and then moving northward very quickly. This storm is not going to stick around. It's not going to stall. It's going to move quick. So by Saturday, late morning, afternoon, things will be looking good as far as the weather is concerned. I don't know about what we're looking at as far as trees and some power outages, but as far as the weather is concerned, it moves out fairly quickly as we get into Saturday. Let's see. Yes, everybody be safe, please. Bear with me as I look through these comments. Thank you very much for kind of being patient with me. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see some spotty power outages around the area. As closer to the storm you get, the more power outages you're going to see. So Orange County, Newton County, Jefferson County, look for maybe some spotty power outages. So be ready for that. Have you some flashlights ready to go, some water, some non-perishable food that you can eat. You might be without power for a couple of days. I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on exactly how much we get in the wind. 50-mile-an-hour winds, or you're talking about, especially like Orange County, Newton County. You just had your lines all repaired. I imagine they did a great job, but there might be still some loose lines here and there. So when you got a 50-mile-an-hour wind coming in, you might get some lines loosening up again, and you might be without power for a little bit. I don't think we're going to see any power poles come down or anything like that like we did with Laura, but we're definitely going to see some spotty power outages for sure. Let's see. I'm trying to just go through these really quickly. Lots of comments. I appreciate everybody tuning into this Facebook Live and this live broadcast. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, so we're trying to cover as many people as we can.